Hello, hello. It's Angela Brooks, and I am back for our very last webinar. It is about 5 simple ways to use blogging to build the authority and become a top earner in your company. This is loaded. It is a lot of content, and I know it is. But I want you to have this information to use because you're getting ready to be there. This is your next step. You are here. If you are hearing my voice, it is because you're ready to take your business to the next step. Maybe you want to incorporate online, offline business together. This is not something, if you're a party, home party, workshop type person, awesome. You don't have to stop doing that. But this is something still that in my opinion, and that's all it is my opinion, is that everybody needs a blog. And the reason is, we'll discuss on into the webinar, but this is your home space. This is your hub. It's kind of like inviting somebody to dinner and you live on the street. If you don't have anywhere to send somebody, then, what are you going to do with them? Most people struggle in business because they don't have their system set up. They don't have a flow to their business. And if you're not flowing, and you've got a new person that you've connected with, then all of a sudden they're going, oh, you have too many, you're too loose here. There's too many unmovable parts, and you want everything to flow nicely in your business. So I hope that you will get that out of here today. Get you a sip of water, get you a notebook, get you an ink pen, take lots of notes. I believe that every time I do a webinar, seminar, training, event, that turns into a blog post. When you do not take the time to snap pictures at events, talk about webinars and trainings that you're doing on social media, and show the world that you're educating yourself, then they don't look at you any different than they do somebody else. So I want you to think in mind, if you're already a blogger, 100% I want to see you do this, but I want to see you write a blog post about what you're learning today. But get your notes, your pen, your paper. You can snap pictures of the screen if you'd like. And let's get started. Let me get my timer set. Hold on. I like to have a timer so that I don't overdo myself. Sometimes I do. All right. It is set. This webinar can 100% shift your business. I believe that to the core of my being. How effectively to build your online business, your brand, your blog, your automated sales funnel. This image is something that I found over on the Google Monster, and it describes what your blog is perfectly. Your blog is the center. It's the hub of your business. And if you don't have a hub, that even, when the military, when they are out in the field, they have a hub. They have a center station that everybody calls into, and that's your blog. If you have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, if you've got advertisements going on, and where in the world are you sending your leads and prospects if you don't have a blog? Some people think that replicated sites that some of the companies have out there, all the companies have out there pretty much, that are something that you can pay $14.95 for. It has all the company stuff on there. And I'm telling you, I've had multiples of those, tested lots of them, and I got no results with those. Number one is because my website looked just like the other 10 people in the company that had one. The only thing different was my phone number and my picture in the top right-hand corner. Yes, they may have a blogging spot inside some of those platforms. The difference is, as long as you're paying your $14.95, you had a blog. The moment that you stopped paying your $14.95, or maybe you went on vacation, your Visa card stopped working, they can shut your account down and it's all gone in a click. With a WordPress blog, you own it, you control it, and nobody can shut it down but you. So I believe in setting your business up in a controlled fashion, that it belongs to you, that you got your feet firmly planted on the ground, and that you're driving traffic and you're not repeating things over and over and over, because if somebody asks me a question, what is it you do? Here, click this link. This is my about page on my blog. Go read. And, there you can learn all that there. I'm not going to repeat things that I've already got blog posts written for. I will go find the blog post, or I'll tell them to go Google the blog post, the topic, and it will land on Google so people can find it today, tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now. Your blog posts are still out there, still getting people's attention, because you've got it set up correctly. Have you ever wondered how blogging could actually help you grow your business? I mean, I used to wonder the exact same thing. And since 2010, I have been a blogger. It's helped me grow my business in so many ways. And I hope I can share some of that with you here, how it actually helped me make money. And as you go through this webinar, I want you to start thinking about ways that you can implement these concepts to help you grow your business before we actually get started. I mean, you're going to have to start thinking like a marketer. You're going to have to start thinking outside the box. There's more to business than at arm's reach. And I've had people say that they don't want a big business. That's great. That's fine. But if you are constantly struggling to build your business and you feel like you're walking in mud, then it's time to start doing something different. And I like to hang out and follow people that have success in the area that I want to go in. And I follow some very financially well bloggers. So if you don't have a blog yet, don't worry. We'll talk about that on into the webinar. But I want to know, why is it that you blog? I could go on for days about this, and for the sake of you sticking around and not getting numb to this webinar and actually getting through the webinar, let me give you a shorter version. Your blog builds you as the expert that people will actually listen to and follow. You're going to provide good content. The more content, the more value, the more teaching that you provide, the more people's going to listen. It's funny how this works, but immediately when you see somebody's blog, you attach a sense of authority to it, kind of like, yeah, this person's somebody I need to listen to and learn from. Back in 2010, and I started a blog, I had no idea what I was doing, zero. And when I started my blogging journey, it was bad. I didn't even know how to copy and paste. It was bad. All right, let's go to, come on. There it goes. It didn't want to switch screens. Happens. But as a blogger, it builds up followers. I had people reaching out to me wanting to join my business that found me through my blog. They were people that were looking me up, that had viewed me as a credible leader, and they wanted to join my team and learn from me. As a matter of fact, today I got off the phone with a lady I have known since 2011, I believe it was. I used to work with her as a nurse. And she was somebody, we work night shift. You have lots of time to sit around and chit chat. And she says, I have followed you and I've been on your email list since you started. And I have watched your journey. And she says, I totally am ready to start this. She said, I want to work with you. And it was because of blogging. I couldn't believe the power that a blog actually had to help me grow my business. Because when I pick up the phone to talk to my blog leads, people treat me like a celebrity on the phone. It's crazy. I mean, they're like super excited to hear from me, which makes it even more exciting for me. And they're basically ready to get started without me having to do much at all, because my blog's already done that hard work. And by the time I pick up the phone, they're like, what do I need to do? How do I get started? And I get to tell them, and it's fun. I mean, who didn't want to join the celebrity circle in business? Honestly, it's fun. Why blog? Right here. Brands you as a leader. It is your online real estate property. Literally, it's your real estate. It's residual income, massive leverage for your business, platforms for your passions. I don't care what it is. You can have a blog about it, whatever you love. It is your legacy. There's people who have passed on and their blogs are still out there, still getting hits because they wrote their knowledge out on a blog. Make an impact at a global scale. I have reached in countries that I literally had to Google because I didn't know even where they were. It's a solid foundation for your success. Unlimited eyeballs can benefit from one blog post where you teach something. And of course, it's a training resource for people who follow you. I'm a normal person most of the time. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I used to work full time and until I had earned my benefits from my state nursing job. You know, a lot of people say they retired from their job when actually they meant they quit. And when I say I retired, I literally worked there 25 and a half years. I retired with my benefits, which were sad benefits of after that many years, that's all I get a month. But I get health insurance for the rest of my life. You know, the benefits are good. But however, wonder if I would have worked 25 years in network marketing, what would my income have been? You know, I didn't wake up just one morning and say, hey, I want to quit my job. I worked very part-time in my business. I put some things in place and I made this happen. It didn't just appear. So after many years of dialing in and learning blogging strategy to grow my business, you know, I now had to teach other people because I have tons of very cool information. I have gotten to meet very cool entrepreneurs like you, how to do the same thing. So it's not hard. It's consistency and it's work. So let's be honest. What do you blog about anyway to grow your business? That's, I think, the biggest question people have, and it's to share your story. And hundreds of people have said, but I don't have one. Oh, yes, you do. You have a story. And the coolest thing is that if you share it once on your blog, you can use that post forever to share your story because your story is constantly changing. And even you may forget parts of your story. But if you blog about it, there it is. You know, this is an example of my favorite phrase is to work smarter, not harder. Because we're going after time freedom, right? You know, do the work once, leverage. Leverage is to have it working for you. You're going to sit down and do the hard stuff, you know, take a couple hours to actually get a blog post up. Then you're going to use it, leverage onto other platforms. And when I'm on social media talking to a potential prospect and they start asking me about my personal experience, I could type it out in a message 100 million times, or I could just send them to my blog post that I did and have my blog work there. While they're on the blog, they can learn about my personal experience. Chances are high they're already snooping around on my page and they can learn about me and my story without me having to do all the talking. If you're not recording your conversations, if you're not documenting your conversations so that they are reusable, you are not working for time freedom. Time freedom means that you're leveraging your business so that you're not hitting repeat. Who wants to sit on the phone and talk to somebody for an hour each and every time? Leverage. It's the finest. It's absolutely the finest. What kind of training tool? On my blog, you'll see a lot of free training, how to grow your home business. And the reason I post this training is to help the industry, but the main reason is to provide training for my team if they want to use it. When I have a team member ask me the same question twice, I'll either do a video, I'll do a Facebook Live, I'll do a blog post, or I'll break it down into many social status posts to get my point out there. I mean, I don't want to repeat myself all the time with my team or with anybody else. And when I could do one training video, pop it up on my blog and share the blog post as a training, I'm going to attract other people to me because they like what they saw. Again, do the work once. And I have it work for me 24/7. People can rewind a video, they can pause it, they can listen to it 1,000 times, it doesn't matter. They'll even get more out of being trained like this, because most of the time when you spend more than 15 minutes on the phone training somebody, they forget half of what you said. You could ask them the next day and they probably couldn't pick out 3 key points. And I mean, it's just humans. It's not being ugly. It's just human beings. Your mind's racing. So if you don't have a blog yet and you see the value of having one, but you're not techie enough to build one from scratch and pick out the plugins and the widgets, you need some help. I mean, that's all of us start at the beginning. And I've got an easy solution for you, and I'll tell you about that later on. Maybe it was the same thing that held me back in the beginning. I can totally understand the frustration of running out of quality, good prospects to talk to in your business. Anybody ever had those? I can also relate to the frustration of people not taking you seriously about your product, service, or opportunity. Had a friend of mine ask me one day how my little network marketing, or no, not network marketing. She said, "How is your little business doing?" And at first I paused because it made me mad. It pissed me off, actually, because I just hit the 6-figure mark. And I'm like, I had to pause, like really think about this. And I said, "It's doing all right. It ain't bad." She's going, "Well, good." And I didn't, detail the conversation because it just didn't warrant that kind of energy. When I started, I had no idea where to start. Honest to goodness. I had no idea who to trust to teach me the steps. I was super scared of technology because I didn't know which button to push. I didn't think I had any value to offer the world. And I was overwhelmed, just like you, with what marketing strategy would work. And actually, I had no idea what a strategy was. So when I say I started from the beginning of blogging, I mean, where is the control key? It was bad. Marketing my business and branding through my blog was that one strategy that took me to the next level. I blog once a week, sometimes twice, and if I'm in a blogging focus, I can get one up in about an hour. If it's got a lot of details, it may take me 2, but I can usually get one done in an hour. I make recommendations on my blog that lead to my products or to my business opportunity, to my ebooks and things, which has resulted in a 6-figure annual income in just 3 years. Now, I worked 25 and a half years as a nurse. I didn't come anywhere close to that. Nowhere close. I mean, it's pretty dang awesome. And if you could set up this system for your business, everything in your life will change because you will be able to focus in other places. There's 3 choices when you're doing a blog. You can write, you can record a video, or you can record an audio. I mean, you've got lots of options. It's not like a blog is just straight up text and writing. You find what makes you comfortable, or you can add all 3 of them, because I've got all of that on my blog. It just depends on what mood I'm in. So choose the one you enjoy, or you can combine them, do a variety. Doesn't make any difference. If you enjoy doing interviews, do a podcast show. Post all of your audible, video, recordable items into a podcast. You've already done the work. And if you're, like I'm using Zoom to record this, most products nowadays, I think even on most iPhones, when you're recording an audio through an app, it turns it into a podcast. What is it? An M4, I think it is, for podcast. You've already done the work. So post it out there so somebody can hear it in another atmosphere, because people who are podcasters don't watch videos. People who watch videos don't necessarily listen to audios. So you've got to get in front of people at where they are. What do I write about? Oh my gosh, I hear this all the time. It's like, I have nothing to write about. Sure you do. Write about what fires you up. What is it you love to talk about as often as possible? And what do you want to share to the world? I mean, some people know exactly what it is they want to share. What do people ask you the most? What is it somebody comes up to you out of, just random conversation they ask you about? Cross off your list anything that bores you, because if you struggle talking about it, you sure don't want to write about it. You don't want to do a video about it, and you don't want a podcast. People's going to be able to see if you're struggling in your tone. They're going to be able to tell with your energy. They know. So pick something that is fun to you, that lights you up, that you want to talk about, and it will flow, and there'll be no struggle. So just pick 3 things that pique your interest and get started there. I mean, it's not like you have to do all these things now, and it's not a forever topic. When I first started in blogging, I blogged about nursing stories, things that would happen at my job. I would bring it to a blog post. I never talked about my patients' names. I never said where they were. I never even listed where my hospital was. If you did enough research, I'm sure you could find it. But that topic slowly changed over the last 6 years. Where do I get blog topics? This is going to blow your mind, because it's in front of you every single day. And when you start seeing this, you're going to see topics everywhere. Magazines that are standing at the front checkout at grocery stores and Walmart and Walgreens, they've got magazines right there in front of you trying to sell you magazines. Why do they have certain magazines? They usually have like the top 10, the best sellers that that comes through their store. They move them to the front, in front of the lines, so that you can stand there while you're waiting and read. Most people will start reading an article and grab it and throw it on the conveyor belt because they want to finish reading the article. Now, why do you want to use magazines? Is because those magazines have already hired the top end copywriters to do blog titles. Titles for their magazine cover is not a copyright issue. You can take those titles and tweak it to what you need, but you can take the ideas off of those magazine covers, use them as blog titles, and they're already keyword rich. They are already talking to people. Like if you're in health and wellness, you would want to look at magazine titles in health and wellness magazines. I get tons of blog titles from magazines. And there's a website that I go and I'll check for keywords, and it'll tell me if it's a good blog title to use or not. It ranks it in percentages. The one I did yesterday had a 70%. The one before was like a 22, and you never want to get under a 20%, but I can give you that too. That's advanced. So we'll go on. Amazon, when you're reading reviews about a book and people go down into the reviews, those people are giving you blog content because they're telling you their thoughts about the book they just read. And if you find a disgruntled person who read a book and wasn't happy, you can take that topic, you can get you a blog title out of the copy of that book. You can write your opinion, your thoughts, that's your opportunity to fix that one reader's problem because they were not happy about whatever was in the book. It's like reading your client's brain when you can talk about things that they're already complaining about. You bring the fix to it. You're the problem solver. Book reviews, product reviews, interviews. When you see an interview on TV, take notes. And you can say, I saw such and such interview on CNN, and this was the topic. When I say write interviews and things, it has to be relevant to what your niche market is, not just out random. But if it fits your niche market, blog about it. Talk about that interview. Talk about what WebMD is talking about or something. No claims, no health claims. We all know that. But write a blog post about, and this is something I see very, very rarely in the network marketing company that I'm in. I mean, I really honestly could not even pinpoint a person that I know of that does this except me. Every event I go to, if you followed my blog even for a little bit, every time I attend an event, I take lots of pictures and I'm posting those on Facebook to begin with. That's getting people's attention and they're going, oh, she's traveling again. Oh, she's at an event, and they follow me for the weekend. I get tons of messages thanking me for sharing my trips. And then I compile my pictures that I took at the event and I put them into a blog post and I connect it again over to Facebook, over to Twitter, and I use the same hashtags and things. But when you don't blog about the events, you're not telling people how you're learning and how you're growing, so people don't know. You're hiding your knowledge. Big tip, did you know that taking notes at an event and not blogging about your notes is like throwing unsigned checks in the garbage? Those notes, the last event I went to, I think I got 4 blog posts out of it, and they were extremely long. I could have gone 6 or 7 easily. But those are unsigned checks. When you take your notes, you write all these notes all weekend, you come home and throw them in a drawer and don't use them, you just tossed money in the trash. And if a check's got my name on it, this old girl's going to cash it. So don't throw your notes away. Here's what I was talking about when you're finding content from magazines. These are, they're perfect. They have high dollar copywriters that write this stuff. Vogue, to me, is a useless magazine. I don't like to read it, but they have amazing copy on their front page. Let's see, where was Superman, Farnell Williams, Bold and Beautiful, your new look starts here. I mean, take some of these bold captions and apply them to what you do. I thought there was, there's a health and wellness, lose 5 pounds in 5 days. Hello, for real? Give me that pill. Quick energy, but these are like quick energy, lose weight, belly fat. These are things that people are already talking about and clearly have been for years and years. Take that copy and use it in your marketing. I mean, it's free. It's right there in front of you. Here's another one. Finding copy, read reviews. There's so much good stuff in reviews, book reviews. Your top books on Amazon, your top of the top 10 is what I usually go and look at. People are telling the author what they got out of the book and why they're still wanting to learn, what they're still wanting to learn. Teach that. He had 114 customer reviews. So you can drop down into those reviews, find out what they got out of it, meaning he answered a question, he fixed the struggle that they were already having. And then you can simply take Ready, Aim, Fire, or Ready, Fire, Aim. Sorry, I never say that right. Use it as a blog title, reference back to this book, give Michael Masterson all the credit that he deserves, that you got this from his book. As long as you're giving credit for the places that you read stuff, there's not an author out there that will be unhappy with you. But customer reviews are pretty priceless. The blogs that attract the most readers are the ones with that are frequently updated the most. If you start a blog, be prepared to spend some time working on it every single week, several times a week. I publish on Monday, and then I spend the rest of the week pushing it out, driving traffic back to that blog. If you're going to be a blogger, you have to blog. And I don't mean once a week and then take a vacation and don't blog. Your blog goes with you. It's telling your story. It is sharing how you're building your business. Bring your personal life into your blog. And I don't mean go deep personal. Don't bring your dirty laundry. But use yourself as an example, your family, your trips, it takes discipline for most of us to write anyway, even conversationally every day. We like to text, we like to do Facebook Messenger. So you got to spend some time getting your blog together. And if you find yourself dreading posting to a blog, maybe you need to find a way that you like to post. So if you're a video person, you want to do a quick hurry, you can get that URL, you can get that code and drop it over on your blog. So you can do videos every day or every Monday if that's what makes you happy. And if you're not techie like that, hire somebody to help you. It's not that expensive. Your time is worth more than you sitting there trying to figure it out for 20 hours because you just wasted a whole day. Driving traffic to your blog, you're always promoting your articles, your pages, your videos that are on your blog. Send your article out in a newsletter to your list. We've talked about the importance of a list in the last webinar. This is where you're going to send your newsletter to those people who raised their hand over on your blog because you've got a lead capture or a sign-in form or people call lead pages, lots of different things. But it is where you're giving away a little bit of free content, not a 54-page book, but the top 10 best ideas for stay-at-home moms or something that grabs their attention. Now you're going to be continuing to talk to those people by sending newsletter out with the latest blog post, so that I will post maybe a paragraph of the blog post that I wrote and the link, because I want to drive them over there. I want Google to see lots of traffic coming to my blog so that they will send random people that are putting in keywords that match my blog. I want them to come to me. So add a link in your email signature is something that you can do. Inviting people to read your latest blog post with a Google app called Wise Stamp. You can go in and set it up so that it automatically picks up your last blog post and it will put it in the signature area of your email. So every email that goes out, you're also promoting your blog post. Of course, you don't have to set that up, but it's nice, free, easy. And you may not get tons of traffic with that, but one good piece of traffic could lead to your biggest business partner. So share your articles on other social platforms and networks and groups that you have permission to post, and then it will match the conversation inside that group. If you are in Cooking Moms group and you come over here and put a blog post about how to mow grass, yeah, there's moms that mow grass, but it doesn't blend with their cooking environment. So only post in areas that you have permission so that they don't mark you as spam. Don't be that person. And you must have share buttons below your post so that when somebody's reading and it resonates with them, or anything that I read, I pretty much hit Twitter and send it out. I will share just about anything that I read. So you've got to make it super easy so that people can share your stuff without having to stop and copy the link. They won't do it. They will not go to that effort. Okay, hooking them with the first sentence. I'll admit this is probably the hardest part of writing a blog post, and that's because the first sentence should be your reel that's going to bring in the reader, and at the same time give them an idea of what your blog post is about. A blog is just simply conversation. It's the way you speak. I write the way I speak, and I have gotten lots of really sweet emails telling me that was improper jargon. Well, it's my blog and I can write the way I want to. The rest of the world just has to get over it or go away. But that is who I am. When you meet me in person, if you've been on my blog, we match. It's the same person. So bring your personality to your blog space. It's yours. It's about you. And you can start with a provoking question. Some people like to do questions and quotes and images. I like my image to match what I am blogging about. So a quote can be, Ernest Hemingway once said, there's nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. And that's the truth. Sometimes you will 99% of the bloggers talk about having writer's block. But if you're telling stories, if you're getting ideas off of magazines and book reviews and listening to what people are saying out on social media, if you notice that there is, in the group of people that you have added to your feed, if there is a topic that seems to come up very often, I would write a blog post about it. Simply because then the next time you see it, you can say, hey, I don't know if this is for you or not, but I did write a blog post and here's the link. Somebody may go read it. You may be their knight in shining armor. Who knows? Pretend when you're writing that you're talking to your best friend. If you're trying to write to an audience of people, a large span of people, the conversation's going to be different than if you're leaned over a cup of coffee talking to your friend. The conversation's much more relatable. You're going to use words that you would use with your friend. You're going to use language. It's going to be story style. People love that. I mean, I don't do stories near as well as some bloggers that I follow. And there's some people that when I see they have a new blog post, I can't wait to read it because I love their story style. So in your mind, when you're writing, write as if you're talking to somebody that you know, and it'll help you narrow down your audience because you just can't talk to 10 people. Normally when you're having conversation, you're talking to one person. Yes, you may shift your eyes to somebody else, but you're going back and forth. Your conversation when you're one-on-one, eye to eye with somebody is totally different than when you're doing a sweeping conversation with more than one person. So try to keep that in mind. I just said that, right? As if you're a friend, you're sharing a story. As you attract more readers, you're going to want to put links inside your own blog, referring back and forth from one blog post to another one to keep them engaged in a storyline. You'll want them, if they come and say, maybe you're telling a storyline and they come and it's right in the middle of the third part of the story, you want to link back to the other two posts so they get the entire story and it keeps them there. The longer they are on your blog, the more Google sees that you're relevant, that people like you and they're reading more than one pages. They will send you free traffic. That is your whole point, is to drive traffic, to get eyeballs on your stuff, to get eyeballs to click that free offer that you have, get on your list, so that is where the magic happens and you get to start talking to people about your topic. So linking back a page so that you get the entire story is just, it just makes it easier for them. People won't go looking for the rest of the story, but if you said, here's part 1 of story about how we planted potatoes, then they're going to go, oh, and they're going to click back and they will read it. I've done it a ton of times. So, and I'm not real patient. Biggest holdback on new bloggers is actually hitting the publish button. People get scared. And let me just go ahead and help you relax that when you publish your first blog post, 10 people may not even see it. It may be your mother, your aunt, your uncle, your best friend, or your team may be the only people that see your blog in the beginning, because blogging takes time to build. It is a forever growth pattern. It is something that once you hit the publish, it's out there. Yes, you can delete posts that aren't good and redo them or whatever, but you want that content to stay active and live and just keep growing. Because I've got, I don't know, over 600 or 700 posts on my blog because I've been blogging so long. I had to pull about 100 posts down because the company I was working with didn't particularly like something I said in some of those, which I agree. Some of that was in the beginning and I was new. Shouldn't have said those things. So I had to pull that down. So publish, hit publish. Uh-oh, did I skip one? Make sure I didn't miss anything. With the right training, you will build your blog, build your brand. Sales funnels will work for you 24/7, bringing in high quality prospects, even while you're sleeping. You can stop hounding your friends and family. My friends and family didn't know what I did for probably 3 years because I didn't talk to them about it. You'll even be able to prove to them that you can be successful. I started talking to my friends and family after I became successful in my business. And when I started traveling, they kept going, "What are you doing?" So it made it an easier conversation. Talk to the right people that are already pre-qualified to buy or join your opportunity. By drawing them into your blog, it takes that filter, gets rid of people that aren't right for you, and the ones that are makes it really fun. Stop wandering around coffee shops and shopping malls trying to find that next right prospect. It's a huge waste of time. If you know how to use the internet properly, you don't have to chase people down. You'll find that people will start chasing you down, which is really fun. So confidently build your business with an endless stream of people to talk to that are excited to hear more from you without a bunch of ridiculous objections and questions. Your blog takes care of that for you. So let me do a little review of what we've talked about. We've branded yourself. You need to get your name.com, first name, last name.com. Everybody wants to try to figure out this sweet fancy name, and then they use the company they're with right now, that product name. And if you start with your name, you can buy other URLs along the way and, forward those to your blog if that's what you want to use for a particular page or something. But your name.com is more valuable than you give it credit. It is your real estate. And if I meet you at an event and we have lunch or a brief conversation out in the hallway, I'm going to remember your name, but I'm not going to remember Little Susie's Flower Shop by the time I get on my way home. It's like, oh, what was that website? I can't even remember. And I'm going to go try to find your name on Facebook, or I'm going to Google your name. Offer value to other people on your blog that makes them keep wanting to come back and get more. Serve people. Be the problem solver on your blog. Create content every single week. And there'll be a time that you will be creating very valuable content every day, and you'll be that go-to person. But more importantly, publish your blog. Don't leave it just sitting in the drafts. Go ahead and hit publish. Create small steps in your progress so that do whatever you have to make it fun. I mean, for heaven's sakes, this is your business. I don't want it to be a job. I want you to enjoy it and have a good time. So if you feel like blogging is something that you want to add to your arsenal for a solid foundation to your business, you can spend hours learning how to build a successful blog from scratch, how to back up your blog for security, how to build a theme, figure out all the widgets, gadgets, plugins, or you can literally set up a blog with everything built in and a training videos. And I've got a mastery Facebook group that I add people in for support. It is not coaching, but it is support to keep you from being stuck. You'll have somebody else to take care of all that back end security issue stuff and all the techie things that you don't want to do. You can set up a blog in an hour. And now this system is not for everybody, so don't think that it is. If you're not ready to blog yet, if you're not already blogging, let me reset it. If you're not already blogging, you can get a blog here with this system. You can check it out for 10 full days. Go in, click buttons, look around, see what the mastery level is all about. I don't work with any other level except the mastery system level because you're starting to generate leads, and I want to get you into a group where I can help you. But you can go to AngelaBrooke.com, blog trial. There's a 10-day. That's also where I send any of my coaching clients anymore, because this can be up and running quick and in a hurry. You can start blogging. It's easy, drag and drop. So you don't have to figure all that other stuff out. The guys in the back end take care of that for you. And it is also a place that has done for you products to use as your call to action until you build your own. There'll become a time when you've got, ebooks and things that you want to publish and use as your own call to action, which is great. But this is an affiliate program. This is something that you can start earning money while you're building your blog, while you're telling your stories. And if you've already got a blog up, there's an integration process in that. I don't encourage you to integrate. What I do like about this particular system is called MLSP. Everything that's inside can be exported. You're not stuck there at all. I won't put anybody into a system that would lose their content and all their hard work. There's no way I would do that. But if you started a blog inside here, say you was there 6 months to a year and you wanted to go out on your own, you didn't want the affiliate money anymore, you want to just get rid of that, then this is somewhere that can export. That is very important to me. Google keywords. Get you a sip of water. You might want to get you a fresh piece of paper. This is really big for bloggers. Google keywords. Big tip for getting high converting traffic coming to your blog is you go to Google probably several times a day. You type in what you're looking for. Those are keywords. And Google has the search engine pull up the most popular topics. If you will go to the search, go to a Google search, type in anything. When it comes up, scroll all the way to the very, very, very bottom of that page, and you're going to see these keywords. As you can see here, effective prospecting in network marketing, MLM prospecting scripts, meet 7 prospects a day. These are words that you can copy and integrate into your blog post that you're writing. And I'm not just saying about network marketing, whatever your topic is. Whatever your topic is, scroll to the bottom of the page. This is going to be there. These are taglines. These are blog titles. And then you want to sprinkle these keywords inside that blog post that matches that topic. And Google's already going, people like this topic, and it will give you traffic. So this Google keyword search, AdWords is what it used to be, but it's a free offer now. Your keyword search for Google is still up and usable. Creating a system. Oh, did I do that twice? That's terrible. I had 2 slides. Let me just zoom on past that one. You know, blogging is not for everybody, but I think that it absolutely gives you the authority that you're looking for. It keeps you from repeating stuff that you don't want to say over and over. And it is a hub where you drop all your videos, your training. That's where you're building your email list. Your blog is the center of your business. I just can't imagine doing business without one. If you'll stop and think about it, Oprah has a blog. Tony Robbins has a blog. Eric Worre has a blog. Young Living Essential Oils has a blog. Amazon has a blog. Our President of the United States has a blog. So why, you as a business owner, why don't you have one yet? I hope you liked today's training. I hope it helps you look and think as a marketer, think like a blogger. And I hope you have a better idea of what blogging is and how you can use it for your business. Because if you read this, if you're reading this right now, you are a future top earner. So I want to congratulate you. I want to be the one that congratulates you and saying congratulations on your future, because you are in a good position. You've had 5 hours of training. Yes, you're going to have to go back and watch some of these again. I get it, because you're not supposed to watch them once and get everything out of it that you need. These are something that it's a tool that you can now watch more than one time. What I would like to ask from you is to share the link that comes to this webinar, not the link that you got, but the link that I'll share with that. If you've got questions, hit, email me, Facebook me, whatever, if you don't know what that link is. help me get the word out, because I would like to teach other people the value of what a list is to your business. What is a blog, and how do you become a top earner? Because if you're hearing my voice, that's your future. Congratulations and thank you.